Join us and discover beautiful beaches, rugged landscapes, pretty towns, desolate mountain ranges that sweep down to stunning lakes, unique architecture, history and folklore, no shamrocks, no shillelaghs, and definitely no shenanigans, just naked Ireland. Today we're in County Donegal in the north of Ireland, Ireland's largest county. And we're looking at 5 of my favourite beaches in that county, a county renowned for its beautiful coastline. So stay tuned for some incredible places. These beaches are listed in reverse order with number 1 right at the end of the video. But let's kick off with this incredible place. This is Fintra Beach. Fintra Beach is just 3 kilometres from the fishing port of Killybegs. We're right on Donegal Bay, on Donegal's southwest coast, from which point we can see out as far as County Sligo. And here's the beach. What a beauty, even in winter. The water certainly looks cold, and yet it's a lovely day for December. Imagine this place in summer. There's always something special about being on an Irish beach in winter. To see the beach pretty much deserted except for a handful of other diehards is often so much better than having to share it with scores of holidaymakers. This sandy rural beach is backed by sand dunes and grassy hills. So this is one of Donegal's many blue flag beaches. This blue flag status is awarded for a combination of things including water quality, environmental management and safety. Lifeguards are on duty here from June to September. It's not advisable to swim outside that, even though this is a sheltered beach, but the water can be enjoyed by families in the summer months. You may not want to swim anyway at this time of year, although many people do. The cold water is proven to be very beneficial to the health, after all. There's also a shallower lagoon up at the far end, which might be more suitable for paddling or for children. But always remember that this is the Atlantic Ocean and you should never swim in your own. Hopefully you're like me and believe that beaches are not just for the summertime. All the beaches you see today were shot in December in the midst of Ireland's unique wintry beauty. So, Fintra Beach, number 5 on my Donegal Beach top list. Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, we're driving now to the number 4 slot and just look at that side ahead of us. This is the amazing Portnoo Beach, surely one of Ireland's most beautiful, even in the middle of winter. It's nestled in the sheltered Dunmore Head, and on entering the beach you'll get a feel for this unique geographical location. Ahead of us is Guibara Bay, with Inishkeel Island sitting out in the water ahead of us. This landmass is reachable on foot at low tide. Low tide offers you an hour-long window to reach the island on foot, but you'll need to be sure you check the time of the tide before venturing out. If you do manage to get out of the island, you'll find the ruins of a 6th century Christian church there. As I mentioned, this is winter time in Ireland, but while the skies are overcast, I think you'll agree that the beach is still very beautiful. And of course, it's always great not to have to share the beach with too many other people. The beach is just a 10-minute drive from Ardara and 30 minutes from the fishing port of Killybegs, which we visited in another Naked Ireland film. Nearby Narin village has parking, shops, bars and restaurants. There's also a caravan site in the vicinity, as well as the beautiful Narin and Portnoo Links golf course. As you can see, it's a lovely sandy beach. In fact, it's a strand that stretches for 2 kilometres and it's backed by sand dunes. Again, because of the beach's sheltered position, it's good for swimming, but remember, this is the Atlantic Ocean, so you do have to take care. There are lifeguards on duty here between 12 and 6:30 during July and August, but be cautious outside of those months. It's another of Donegal's many blue flag beaches, which means that you can count on the water quality here being very high, something we're very proud about in Ireland. If you have a favourite Donegal beach, be sure and let me know in the comments. It might prompt a visit. It's always great to be able to share these fantastic places with everyone. In the meantime, take the opportunity now to give the film a like if it's been useful so far, and don't forget to subscribe to help support the channel. I'd really appreciate that. But remember, we've another 3 beaches to visit in this video before we leave beautiful Portnoo Beach. Now look at this expansive strand. It's pretty spectacular. Marble Hill Beach is situated not far from Dunfanaghy and na-blagh. It's a beautiful long stretch of golden beach, popular with swimmers and surfers, too popular perhaps, which is why we're driving past the main strand today in favour of a smaller section of beach just round the corner. I'm guessing this is still Marble Hill. I'm sure someone with all the local knowledge will correct me if I'm wrong. But just look at this place, totally deserted, and we're able to get our car parked right next to here. Look at the colour of the water. This place looks positively tropical, even in winter. And I can't help thinking how amazing it would be to live in this house. Imagine waking up to this view of the sea every morning and to have this beach on your doorstep. We're visiting here in late afternoon and it'll be getting dark soon, but the dimming light just seems to make the place look all the more beautiful, if anything, at this time of year. Just look at the water glistening on the sand and the reflections of the sky. The great thing about this beach being situated here in the bay is that it's again sheltered and calm, and therefore again good for swimmers and bathers. And this is yet another Donegal beach with blue flag status, with a lifeguard from June to September. Now I've reminded you about subscribing and liking the video, but I should also mention that if you really appreciate Naked Ireland, you can now make a small or even a large donation. Any contribution helps a lot. The way you do it is by buying me a pint. Yep, you heard right, just go to the description below and you'll find a link in the second paragraph that should allow you to buy me a pint. Or 2. This stretch of water in front of us is Sheephaven Bay, and as we look across the water here, we can see the headland at Downings and Rospenna sitting on the peninsula that takes you right out to Melmore in the north. Now just before leaving beach number 3, Marble Hill, we're going to climb these steps to take a look back at this amazing place. Now just look at this. Okay, onwards now to beach number 2 of my 5 beach selection. This beautiful scene is Ballymastoker Bay, which is located on the western shore of Lough Swilly in County Donegal. So some of you may have already guessed where we're going for our next location. This is na-blagh Beach. The beach has a good quality campsite close by, so bear that in mind as an option if you're planning a trip here, particularly if you're planning a family holiday. I have very fond memories of camping here when my kids were young. And as always in these Irish beaches, these duned areas along the shore are important wildlife habitats and also have many specific plant species. But here we are at the beautiful na-blagh Beach. Now ideally you'd want to be filming a beauty spot like this in the height of summer when everything looks better, but this place is so stunning, it looks incredible at any time of year. And again, the big advantage here is that the place is practically deserted, and it's so amazing to have a place like this to yourself. This is the case when you visit Donegal's amazing beaches off season, even on a nice day like this. Once again, the beach has blue flag status and was once voted the second best beach in the world by readers of the British Observer magazine. I wish I knew what the first was. After all, what's the use in being a runner-up? And here's where I was caught by the waves coming in, so excuse the erratic camera work. I have to walk back now with wet feet. The beach stretches for 2 kilometres from Portsalon down to na-blagh Hills, where we first viewed it. It's sometimes called Portsalon Beach for that reason. That landmass on the other side of the water is the Inishowen Peninsula. We'll take a look at that part of Donegal in another film. Donegal is of course famous for its beaches, and we've visited quite a few of them now. Fintra Beach, number 5, Portnoo at number 4, Marble Hill Strand number 3, and this na-blagh Beach at number 2. But I know you're all dying to know what I've chosen for my number 1 slot. Again, give the video a like if you found it interesting, and please think about subscribing to the channel. This supports what we do and encourages more videos like this. Feel free too to share the video with friends or family who you feel may be interested. And as we climb the na-blagh Hills, we can look back at this truly spectacular coastline. I'll leave you with one last view of this incredible place and hope you may get a chance to visit it soon. That's just a postcard picture waiting to be taken. In this last destination we visit an island. They call it an island, but as you've seen it's connected via a First World War bridge that we've just crossed. We're now on Cruit Island in County Donegal, and what's immediately striking about this landscape is how rocky it is. This is one of the main islands of the Rosses. Of the islands in the Rosses, this is only one of 2 that are still populated. Arranmore is the other. Its population has fallen dramatically, like a lot of the more remote rural parts of Ireland, as young people move away to find work or go off to university never to return. The population of the island in 1841 was 258, whereas more recently, in 2006, there was only a population of 53 people on the island. And this old empty farm building is testament to the exodus of local population over the years, and there are many more such buildings on the island. This picturesque collection of thatched cottages is purpose-built for tourists. It couldn't be better situated. You get the feeling you're truly on the edge of the world. I've stayed here myself before, and it's such an amazing place to spend a couple of weeks. But the most incredible thing about this island, as I mentioned earlier, is its beaches. We're going to visit a beach now that's got to be one of Ireland's best. I think it's possibly privately owned, so I'm not going to identify exactly where it's situated, but I'm sure if you really wanted to explore the beaches in this island, it wouldn't be that difficult to track this location down. As I approach the beach, just appreciate again that this is winter, so we don't have the lovely sunny day to showcase this place, but in fact it doesn't need it. The darker skies and moody light just add to the drama of this wild place, where barren land meets the wild Atlantic Ocean. Needless to say, all the habitat around here is home to important plant species and has a unique wildlife population. And this beach looks like it hasn't seen another human being for ages. The sand is totally untouched. And the few houses we can see in the headlands. How fortunate those inhabitants must be to have this place to themselves. Although I can imagine this place can also be inhospitable in winter. So this unidentified beach on stunning Cruit Island is my number one choice. Let me know your favourite Donegal beaches if they're different from mine, or if you agree with me, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next Naked Ireland video.